my channel. We've got another video about habits today because I am absolutely obsessed with the power of habit and how big of an impact good habits can have in your life. It can be so hard to motivate yourself over and over and over again to do hard things and to, every day force yourself to get out of bed and do work that maybe isn't exactly what you want to do, or maybe is just challenging, or eat healthy. But once you get in the habit of anything, it becomes easy because whatever you're used to doing, whatever seems normal to you, is easy to do. And so that's why I'm so excited to share with you today this list of 7 habits of successful entrepreneurs. And these habits are specifically habits that I believe all successful entrepreneurs have in common. There are some other things in life that you could be successful at without having some of these habits that I'm going to share with you today, but I really don't think that you could be a successful entrepreneur without having almost all, if not all, of these habits. So if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, if you are an entrepreneur, if you want to become a more successful entrepreneur, or if you just want to take a page out of some successful entrepreneurs' books, then I think you're going to find these habits really helpful. Of course, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that red button down below and subscribe now. My YouTube analytics tell me that something like 85% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel, and I think that's pretty crazy. Because if you're watching this video, then you'd probably really enjoy watching some of my other videos as well. And I definitely don't want you to miss the next ones I have coming up. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump on in and talk about these 7 habits of successful entrepreneurs. Alright, so the first habit that I'm going to share with you today was brought to my attention by Seth Godin. And if you don't know who Seth Godin is, he is a brilliant, absolutely genius entrepreneur who teaches people about business strategy, and he's also started quite a number of very successful companies himself. And he's also written a whole slew of books, and random fact, he's blogged every day for the last 10 or maybe 12 or 15 years. I don't know exactly, but 10 plus years he has blogged every single day, and every single blog post is brilliant. So if you haven't checked out his blog, go check out his blog. Totally not sponsored or anything weird like that. But yeah, he's amazing. And what I learned from him is the concept of just ship. And what that means is that putting product out into the world, and product could be anything that you are creating or making, the thoughts in your brain, the thing that you are physically crafting, the book that you're writing, the course you're creating, whatever it is, whatever you are making or whatever you are conceiving in your mind, it is more important to get it out into the world than it is for it to be perfect. Now, of course, quality is important. We want to execute our ideas well and do a good job, but it's more important to take action and actually put something out into the world than it is for it to be perfect. Okay, let's move on to the second habit now. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially these days where it is so common for people to become entrepreneurs, and that's awesome, but it's so common for people to become entrepreneurs, so people don't necessarily, have a huge investment behind them or study for years before they become an entrepreneur. And like I said, that's awesome, but because it is so common and we don't all necessarily have resources, that means a lot of us are bootstrapping. And that's fine, but bootstrapping can lead to a mentality of trying to figure everything out yourself and do everything yourself and not rely on other people and wait too long to hire. So the second habit that I want to share with you that all successful entrepreneurs have in common is that they don't try to figure out everything on their own, but instead they take advantage of the experience of people who have successfully done what they want to do before them. So if you want to learn how to become a lawyer, you don't go and try to figure out how to become a lawyer on your own. You look at a successful lawyer and you say, what did they do to become a successful lawyer? And then that is the steps that you do. Or if you want to start your own publishing company, then you don't just go and try to figure out how to do it on your own. You look at other publishing companies and you see what they did to become successful. And this goes for absolutely any field. If you want to be an actor, actor or an actress, if you want to be just simply wealthy and you don't even know how, okay? Now you need to know how in order to become wealthy. You need to know what you're gonna do. But even if all you know is I want to be wealthy, you can look at other wealthy people and see what did they do to become wealthy, and you could talk to them, and you might hire one of them to be your mentor or just hang around them a lot, spend a lot of time with them to figure out what they did. So instead of trying to figure out everything on your own, you look to the experience of others who have gone before you and who have already achieved what you're trying to achieve. Now, the third habit might sound almost at first as though it contradicts the habit I was just talking about, looking to the experience of others, not trying to figure out everything on your own, but it doesn't actually contradict it. So here's the third habit. Now, I think that Marie Forleo originally coined this word, figure-outable, but I think it's brilliant, and I don't know a better way to explain what I'm trying to talk about. So we're going to use Marie's word, figure-outable, and the habit is believing that everything is figure-outable. And so what this means is that you believe in the deepest part of you that you are capable of figuring absolutely anything out. Now, it might sound like it contradicted the second habit, because the second habit was don't figure everything out on your own, and now I'm saying you have to believe that everything is figure-outable, but they don't actually contradict at all, and here's why. You have to lean on the experience of others, and you should not try to figure everything out on your own. It's really important on the one hand to not try to do everything on your own, because that will hold you back, okay? If you're trying to be a one-man show and run everything yourself and figure everything out on your own, that's gonna hold you back. But on the other hand, you must believe that you are capable of figuring anything out. And here's why. If you don't have that deep belief in yourself that you're capable of figuring anything out, then you really can never become successful. Because at a certain point, as you're trying to become successful, as you're trying to grow your business or whatever you're trying to do, you'll come to a point where there's something that you don't know how to do, some skill that you don't have. And if you don't believe deep down in yourself that you're capable of figuring it out, then you'll just stop. You'll quit and you'll give up and you'll never reach that goal. So you must believe that you are capable of figuring everything out. Of course, that does not mean that you should figure everything out on your own or that you should try to, but it just means that you must believe in yourself in that way. The fourth habit is to constantly refine your craft. And what I mean by that is you always need to be working on getting better at whatever it is you do. Now, that doesn't mean, of course, that you wait until you're perfect at something before you start doing it, or before you start sharing it with others, or before you start putting it out into the world. No, you should get started taking action right now, but as you're working, as you're sharing with others, as you're crafting or creating whatever you are putting out into the world, every single time you need to get better and better and better so that eventually you're extraordinary at it, because that's how you're really going to become truly successful. So for example, if you're a YouTuber, then every single video you want to work on refining your style and becoming a better speaker or becoming more entertaining. And then you want to work on editing your videos and improving your editing skills with every single video. Or if you're a soccer player, then with every single game you want to figure out, what could I do better in this game? How could I advance my skills? What new tactic or technique could I learn to become a better soccer player? The fifth habit is to record all of your ideas. Now, in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to have ideas. That's really what fuels entrepreneurship and what helps you to succeed in the field and to be innovative and to make things that really help people and give you value in the marketplace, your ideas. But if you don't record your ideas, then they'll just come into your brain and then you'll get distracted by something else, something you're working on, something you're doing, something you have to do, and then you'll completely forget about them. And then on a certain day, eventually you'll have time to take action on an idea, so you either won't because you don't remember the ideas, or you'll take action on whatever idea you happen to have right then, which might not be your best idea. But if you record all your ideas, then not only will the ideas become better and better and better because you'll be advancing to new thoughts instead of just having the same ideas over and over again, but you'll also be able to look back on all of those ideas and select the very best ones to actually pursue. The sixth habit is to have extremely clear goals. It is impossible to reach a goal if you don't know what you're trying to reach, okay? It's impossible to get to a destination you're trying to arrive at if you don't even know where you're trying to go. So you must be clear on your goals, and if you're not clear yet, if you're not perfectly clear, you just need to work on becoming more and more clear. Like, what would that look like? What would that feel like? Exactly how big am I trying to go, or how much am I trying to do? Define it so that it is measurable, so that you can understand in your own mind and explain to others exactly what you're trying to do, because the more clear you are on where you're trying to go, the more obvious the path to get there will become. All right, and finally, the 7th habit is to focus your time on tasks that actually move you forward towards your goals. Now, I'm sure that you are a busy person, and the reason I'm sure of that is because in this modern century that we live in, we're all very busy, right? There are so many distractions in this world, so much information that's constantly coming at us. Our phones are always going off and our email inbox is always filling up. And so it's so easy to get caught in a cycle of reacting and never get anything really important done that moves us forward towards our goals. So instead of just filling up all of your time with reacting and wasting your time maybe on things that don't matter, instead you take your clear goals and you figure out what action steps you actually need to do in order to get closer to those goals, and then you focus the bulk of your time and you focus your first time every day on moving closer to your goals. So how a lot of entrepreneurs do this is they make whatever that important task is the first thing that they do every single day, and they spend their first hour or their first several hours working on that before they start responding to what other people are throwing at them. All right, so those are the 7 habits of successful entrepreneurs that I'm sharing with you today. Before you go, a couple things. First off, if you like this video, of course, make sure you hit the like button so that I know that maybe you want to see more videos like this in the future. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, of course, so you don't miss my next video. But I also wanted to let you know that I've got a free resource that I wanted to share with you. It's a set of worksheets that's called the Priority Planning Pack, and what it is it's just some templates that you can print out and fill out and help to get some clarity about exactly what your priorities in life are and if you're spending your time on those priorities or not. And the reason that I wanted to share this with you today is because I think that one of the most important habits you can possibly adopt is to be clear about your priorities and then actually spend your time and your energy working on those priorities, those things in your life that are important to you, rather than just frittering away your time on things that don't actually matter to you. So if you want to grab my priority planning pack, like I said, it's completely free, and there's a link down below in the description where you can check it out. All right, well, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me for another video, for being here on my channel. And again, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that so you don't miss my next video. My name is Gillian Perkins. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time.